Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Victorian speed build. Now you might be looking at my plot right now and freaking out because there is no house on here. And that is because my computer ran out of storage while I was filming making details to the turret. So I decided, instead of letting you guys play the guessing game of what I did, and it is kind of a pivotal part in the build and it's kind of confusing, I decided that I'm going to kind of recreate it right here on this random plot just so it's easier to follow. And I honestly hate missing clips, and I know it's super annoying to people who follow my speed builds, and honestly I'm trying to work on it. But yeah, so basically my recorder cut this out and I couldn't find a way to recover it. I tried many ways. I don't know, I couldn't find the files that would be able to recover it, but apparently it's possible, but I never found it. So this part we already kind of did in the last speed build, I'm pretty sure, just making the little circled part, but this part that I got cut out is the detailed part. So basically we're going to paint it, we're going to add some more windows, and we're going to add some more detail to it. So it's obviously going to be a little bit more detailed, just as a Victorian house is. So yeah, I didn't want to leave that out because I feel like it's a pretty important part and it's kind of tricky. So yeah, but I'm really hoping for no more tech problems in the future. Like I said in the last speed build, I'm pretty sure, or the last part of this build, I got a new recorder. So that is super nice. I think I mentioned how much I love it so much already, because QuickTime Player, which is what I used to use, made the file size so big that I literally ran out of storage super fast. So I'm really glad to be able to kind of use this one now. The file sizes are so much more smaller. Like, for example, QuickTime Player, if I film for 30 minutes, it's about I think it's 1 minute equals 1 gigabyte of storage. So if you film for 45 minutes, it's 40, almost, I think it's 47 gigabytes or something like that. But it's almost equivalent to how long you've been filming. So if you can imagine, that adds up pretty quick when you're filming for 10 hours. It's just a lot of gigabytes that I don't have on my computer to store. So obviously I have an external hard drive, but that can be really annoying and also fills up space quite fast when you have that large of a file size. So switching to this new one that I've been using has decreased the file size by so much. It's so much easier to do anything, I guess, really, because I won't have to be exporting everything to my hard drive. It's just a lot easier. And also it has a pause button on the recording thing, so when I walk away, I can pause it and I don't have to edit the pause out. I can it's just so nice, because just getting back into the game of Bloxburg and then having to record it, get the recording thing all set up, is a process within itself. So it's really nice to be able, if I'm going away for a quick, obviously not longer than 20 minutes, but if I'm just going downstairs or going to the bathroom for whatever, it's really nice to be able to just pause it, and you can obviously resume it, and it just makes it so nice. And on top of that, it tells you how long you're recording at the top, so I know how long I've been recording for and when it's recording. Whereas QuickTime Player, you'd go in full screen mode to record and you can't really see if it's filming or not, which is definitely a reason why I kept losing files. So it's definitely nice to be able to have that, to be able to see that and stuff. So this is the last exterior part of, of the actual house building process. So that's good. You're halfway done, I guess, with the whole exterior, and this one has a lot more detail. And yeah, so you're halfway. So congratulations on making it this far. If you're doing the speed build, you're almost done. I was going to include the whole landscaping with this part too, but I kind of built this awkwardly because of the whole donating and money thing. I just didn't want to waste a ton of money right away. It would have taken me a lot longer to for this build to come out if I didn't do it this way. So the landscaping is the last thing I do. Unfortunately, I didn't really want it to be that way, but just for money reasons, because landscaping is so expensive, I saved that for last, which maybe wasn't a good thing, but that's just how I kind of thought. Maybe if I just do the interior, I'll I can save a little bit more money, but landscaping is so expensive that I want to, like, do that kind of last. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but I don't really know. Also, Halloween just happened a few days ago. For me right now, it's November 1st, but obviously, or November 2nd, actually. I don't know why I said that. But I know there's a lot of debate, and I would like to know if people, like, are a Christmas person, or, like, are you Christmas people on November 1st, or are you, like, a Christmas after Thanksgiving person? Because personally, I'm a Christmas person on November 1st. Although I don't really put up decorations until, like, the middle of November, or, like, after, like, the second week of November, because I just need a little time to kind of reconnect my thoughts, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I do it too early on November 1st, like a lot of people, I get, like, burnt out of the Christmas music, like, pretty fast. So I kind of have to hold off a few weeks until, like, the second week of November or the middle of November, but normally always before Thanksgiving. Like, I have my Christmas stuff up. Oh my gosh. I need to remember to, like, turn my text off while I'm recording. But yeah. So let me know if you are a Christmas on November 1st person or a Thanksgiving person. I'm just, like, curious because there is a lot of debate on TikTok right now whether you're a November 1st person or a Thanksgiving person. And I know, like, quite a few, obviously, like, most countries don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, so I guess it probably doesn't affect you at all. So I don't know. I kind of just thought that was kind of interesting that TikTok was kind of all up in arms about this topic. So let me know in the comments below. So because I wasn't posting, I didn't really talk about this at all, but Emma Chamberlain posted her house on AD, which is so amazing. I don't know, like, I am obsessed with it. I think it's super cute, and I just really love, like, everything about it. It's just so, like, unique, and I really love it. And I know, like, a lot of people on my TikTok were saying I should recreate it, and I don't know, I kind of would. I'm kind of debating if I should recreate it or not, because honestly, I think it's, like, one of my favorite architectural digest houses. Like, I should do a whole video of, like, ranking them because they're so interesting to me, but I would think, like, Emma Chamberlain would probably be my top 3, and, like, Dakota Johnson, obviously, and I'd have to do a little more research to, like, narrow that down, but I love mid-century, and so, like, anything kind of that style, but I don't really like to put myself into, like, a label, I guess it's kind of, like, cringy, but it's just kind of fun to kind of just mix styles around. So that's why I really liked Emma Chamberlain's style or house, because it was kind of mid-century, but it also has a lot of just, like, unique vibes that show off her personality, and I just found it like so beautiful and just so pretty. Obviously, a lot of the pieces are very expensive. Like, I can only dream to get some of those pieces, but hopefully in the future. I just, like, love designer furniture a lot, which is just kind of unfortunate for their price tag. But yeah, I was kind of thinking of maybe doing a series where I would recreate celebrity houses, but the thing that annoys me is that, I kind of like to do things, like, where, I don't know, like, I know everything about it, which I guess it's kind of inevitable. Like, you're not going to know everything about the house, and you're going to have to, like, use your head, but I just want, like, everything to line up and be perfect, if you know what I mean. And, like, a lot of those houses don't really have a ton of exterior pictures, which makes me kind of mad. Like, I know they don't really do that for, like, safety reasons, and it's probably, like, I'm assuming, but it kind of makes me mad. So I think if you did enough digging, I could probably find it. But I do think it'd be kind of fun to, like, do a series of just recreating, like, celebrities' houses in Bloxburg. And before anyone asks, I would not do Kim K's house, just simply because I've seen that so much. I feel like, I don't know, I've just seen it a lot in Bloxburg, which is totally fine. It's just, like, I don't really, like, want to do her house anyways. Like, I think her house is pretty cute. It's definitely my old style. I used to love minimalism like that a lot, but I think I'm not in that style anymore. Like, I've changed, so I don't really like her house as much as I used to anymore, and it does seem kind of stale and boring to me. Like, no offense if you love the house, like, that is completely okay. I do love a lot of the elements in her house. It's just like a little too plain for me now. I've kind of grown to love more color and just have like, I don't know, just like your own style. It's just so fun. So here I am, like, I guess back to normal. I finished the little turret thing, and yeah, so I guess I'm adding even more detail to the turret, and I just added the roof, which is obviously a very key point to this, which is why I wanted to get part 2 out so fast, because I'm like, I don't know, personally I would hate not having the exterior done. Like, I just wouldn't want at least something done, you know, and at least you're gonna have the exterior done now, so that is good. I kind of wish I got this out earlier, because I don't know, I just like to get it out earlier, and sometimes if I don't do it right away, I just forget, and or it just never happens. I mean, it happens, but it will happen on my own timeline, which is very unpredictable. Okay, so now I'm like attempting this thing where I use structurals to make this point, but you will soon realize that I don't like this. And I don't know, it just looks super messy to me, and it just didn't go very well. It was super hard to find all the points that, like, you know, I guess make it, I don't know, like, it's like you have so much to fill, and it just looks really messy at the top because it's all disorganized. And I obviously scratched this idea and just went with the, I think they're like the convex, like quarter spheres, kind of. I don't know what they're called. I just know they're something like that. But I ended up going with those, which I think I liked a lot more. I was kind of pivoting, like, because in the original house, it looks more like this, but I liked the clean look of the other one. So I obviously went with the other one, I think, just because I like it. I don't know. But obviously, if you like this one better, go for it, you know? Okay, so I guess you have some options when it comes to the turret part. I guess I could cut this out, but I don't know, I'm kind of lazy too, I'm not gonna lie, and I guess it's kind of nice. People can like see the process of this, and if you listen to my voiceovers, you would know that I'm about to probably delete this, all of that stuff. So, I guess that sucks. But I am on a battle with YouTube right now, which is so annoying. But basically, in my last video, I played like this classical music because like it fits the vibe, and I'm still gonna put it in this video, but not the same one because I got copyrighted. Like, and I don't understand why. Like, obviously, this copyright only affects like the monetization of your video, which is like not the end of the world, but you know, obviously, like, I want to make that money, you know, like, so I would rather have that fixed. So I went to go fix it because normally you can cut it out, and it doesn't take that long normally to cut out that part or edit the part. So like the copyright content is gone and you can monetize it. But for some reason, YouTube is taking forever to edit it. Like it's been at least like 3 or 4 days now, and it's still saying that it's checking to see if there's any like copyright. So that is super annoying. Oh my god, it's still saying that. It's so annoying. And then I looked it up if that was normal. Some said it normally takes like an hour. Then some people said like longer videos can take like 5 to 7 days, which is crazy to me, but I guess that's just how YouTube is, so I don't know. But I was very annoyed though because I switched to a subscription, like copyright kind of license place that gives me like, I pay monthly for this like subscription, and basically you have access to all these copyright free audios and sound effects, and it's just amazing. It makes my life so much easier because before I used 𝙂𝘼𝘼𝙀𝙀𝙀, and it's a great free option if you're looking into it, but you have to keep track of all the links you use and put it in your description box, and like sometimes it would like copyright even though I literally have the song like with the link in it, so I'm not really sure. It's kind of annoying, and I got really mad at it, so I kind of stopped using it, and I just like didn't really want to use all the links anymore because it just took a lot of time to like find all the music I used and put all the links back in, and it's like if you miss a link then you get copyrighted, and yeah, it's kind of annoying. So I switched to a licensed like website thing that like you can pick all this music, and for some reason it says it's copyright, but it's literally not. I got it from the website, and apparently you can dispute the claim, which I was about to do because it makes no sense, because I literally bought the rights to use it in my video, but it's just like but then it says like if you dispute it wrong, that you can get your channel taken away, and I'm like, well, that's a lot on the line. I don't know if I want to like risk my channel, although I know it's right. Like I know I have the rights to this song because I technically bought it, and like I don't know, and what it's claiming that is the song is not right, because it's not. It's like the same song but by a different artist, because it's classical music, so it's kind of like everywhere. Like you can use a lot of classical music and it can be non-copyright, but it kind of depends on the artist. So I think that's why it's kind of confused, which is just so unfortunate, because now I have to sit through this trouble of waiting for this copyright thing to go away, and I don't know. I was going to dispute the claim, but who knows how long that's going to take. And again, it's just a long process. So I'm not very happy at that situation right now. I guess I'm going to go check if it's working now. On my phone, I can check, and it says it still has copyright in it. But if you go on my laptop, it can show if it's actually still editing the video or if it's just being stupid. So I guess I'll check that out after I'm done recording this. But that is just something, I don't know, I'm not very happy with. And I'm pretty sure it's from just classical music in general, like I said, just because it's like kind of like you can use a lot of classical music, because I don't think you can't, like, you don't really own classical music, but like a lot of composers can, because it's like their band, I don't even know if I said that right, but I hope that makes sense to an extent. But if you're thinking about being a YouTuber, the whole copyright thing really scared me at first, but it's kind of easy, and most of the time you won't get a copyright strike, which if you're a YouTuber, you know what a copyright strike is, but basically if you get 3 of these copyright strikes, your account gets like banned or like taken away. I don't really know if that's like the right word, but you can't use it anymore basically, which is really scary. And I always thought like when I was younger, it was like the scariest thing to get copyright strikes, which I don't have a single copyright strike, but it's just like most of my copyright, it just takes away the monetization of it, which is just annoying. And just very unfortunate. And a lot of my videos somehow are copyrighted. I don't even understand, but I guess. I don't know. But I guess it's not as scary as I thought. You don't really get copyright strikes. Even if it does get copyrighted, I think copyright strikes are like if you do something really, really bad, I guess. So I don't know. So it's just something to be aware of if you are thinking about being a YouTuber. There's a lot of good websites out there that you can pretty much ensure like that it's not copyright free. Like YouTube, you can look up no copyright songs, and you can kind of get by with them sometimes, but sometimes they're just a little risky, so I don't really go by them. But yeah. Also, now that it's after Halloween, the fall update in Bloxburg will probably go away very soon, so this is your sign to stock up now, because you might not have stuff. I don't know when the update's going to come out. Obviously, no one really does, but just stock up, like, before it's too late. I always stock up too late, and it's always, like, super rushed, and I literally add, like, whatever's in my house kind of just gets, like, in my inventory, so it's, like, I don't have that much stocked up. So, I did that just before I filmed this. I stocked up, and I've learned it's very expensive, but instead of just like, when I used to stock up, I would get everything, like literally everything in the update I would get, and now I only get things that I actually use pretty much, because I don't really like a lot of the Halloween decorations, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of them I think are kind of ugly, like the ghost one, it just looks like cheap to me. If you like it, obviously, like, you're like you can like it, obviously. Like, I just don't like it. Or like the inflatable ones, they just kind of look cheap to me. And I know it's Bloxburg, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I just don't really like how they look. So I I'm not gonna even bother with putting them in my inventory, and I just put a lot of pumpkins, and I put some of like the candy things on my plot, and a lot of pumpkins, like any type of pumpkin, the small pumpkins, the narrower pumpkins, and the wider like I have so much of those. I have like the stacked pumpkins, like all of that, because like those are super nice to have a ton of, so I have a lot of those now. But yeah, I didn't really bother with like anything else, like, because like I said, I don't really like that, and I feel like a lot of people like will put everything down, and I just don't want to do that anymore. Like, I can't fall into that trap because it's super expensive that way, which is like fine, but if I don't like it and I don't think I'm gonna use it, then why keep it in my inventory? I guess, which is kind of logical. So yeah. Okay, so I guess like on another note, I guess this is like random, but I can't help this, and I don't know, maybe people have like suggestions for me in the comments, but basically for my interior design class, like one of my classes, we have to like presentations, and I'm like, okay, I don't really like presentations, but when it comes to interior design, like I guess that's how you know it's your passion, because I could talk about interior design for hours, and like, I don't know, it's really fun to actually like present, because first of all, like all of my classmates obviously are doing interior design, and like, I don't know, like it's just like fun to like connect with your peers and just kind of, you know, like just be able to show like what you've been working on like during class, and it's really fun. But I don't know. We did a presentation a few weeks ago, and I got in trouble, not really in trouble, but she was really nice about it, like my teacher was, but after the presentation, she was like, "You talk so fast," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I know I can like talk really fast, especially at home, like my mom's like always telling me to slow down because I talk pretty fast, probably for like an average person." But I'm really trying to slow down and like not talk as fast, so I hope this voiceover isn't that fast. Like, to me, this doesn't sound fast, but I don't know, like I guess in the presentation it didn't sound fast to me, but I guess I was wrong. Although my classmates said after, they were like, "I don't think you were talking fast." So I guess that's like nice to hear, but the teacher, she was just a little like, yeah, I don't, like, you have such a charming, like, it's a charming character about you, but I think, like, in the future, you're gonna want to slow down. But honestly, I think there's a lot of reasons why I talk pretty fast, and one, after that, I tried to really talk slow, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm talking really slow right now, I could be wrong, but I really tried to talk slow, and it's just so hard. Okay, I talk really slow and I forget what I was going to say next, and I'm pretty sure that's because of my ADD, like, or something. I don't know, ADHD, ADD, whatever it is. I don't have, like, I'm not diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, but it kind of runs in the family, and it just, I can kind of feel like I have it, because I, like, lose track of my thought. Like, I just did it a few minutes ago, where I paused because I don't even remember what I was gonna say. And I don't know if I think that's like probably considered ADD. I don't know. My brain like thinks so fast that I can't keep track with my thoughts. And so if I'm able to talk really fast, then like I guess I can get my, like, by talking fast, I can get my thoughts, like, they work as fast as my thoughts do. So I guess, I don't know, but you're not supposed to do that, and I am aware of that. I don't know, I can't control it sometimes, and I think it makes it worse because I love interior design so much, so when I'm presenting about it, I get, like, super excited, and I'm, like, you know, all pumped up, and, yeah, it's just, like, not the best habit to have, and it will take a lot of undoing, but, I don't know, like, I want, like, okay, maybe I'll ask this, like, like at the beginning of it, like a voiceover, so like people will actually probably answer if they're listening all the way through. But I want to know if you guys think I'm talking fast in my like voiceovers, because I think, like, or at least right now, I feel like I'm talking super slow, but honestly I could be so wrong. I guess my brain just like, it's just going wild all the time. My brain's always buzzing with just the most random things, and I have just so many thoughts that just make it like so hard. And I'm sure part of it probably is some type of anxiety, just like speaking to people, like, you know, because no one really likes to speak, like, public speaking, and like they always say it's like the biggest fear of everyone is like public speaking, and like, so I'm sure that's part of it too, is like just like kind of public speaking, even though like I love all my peers and I'm not like, I guess, intimidated by them, but it's probably just the everything, I don't know, probably like a big mix of all of those combined just makes it super toxic. And yeah, so let me know if you think that I talk really fast, and maybe right now I'm not talking very fast, but maybe in some other speed builds I was. So it also can get worse when I'm talking to people. Like, I can just talk like a mile a minute, like, I don't know. So you probably haven't really encountered that very much of like me talking with people. Actually, maybe you have, but I don't know. It's just like something I guess I need to be aware of that is like not the funnest. But speaking on top of like my classes, we are working on this project where we're making a layout. Maybe I said this in the last voiceover. I don't really know. I don't really remember what I say. I should like write down like what I said in each voiceover, because I feel like maybe I would talk about it, but then I don't know if I actually did talk about it, so I don't know. But basically we're doing this interior design project where we have to like kind of go through the stages of design. So first we drew out all these plans for this house that we all have like the same requirements in this house. Like, you know, it has to have a living room and a music room. Like, this family loves music, so you want to include things that revolve around music and like what their family is. So we all got like the same kind of bio about that, and we had to like design this, or it's actually more of a layout, which I don't really like as much because I'm more of an aesthetic person. Like, I would rather like do a mood board or like actually decorate it, but you know, you gotta start, you know, here, and it's like the very first steps, I guess. So we kind of started off with like, she wants to see like just some early sketches of like the layout and like how big you want each rooms, and we all have a certain amount of square footage we have to reach, which is giant, and I don't really like giant houses, which it is, which is kind of stressful because like the kitchen is just going to be huge and everything about it is just going to be like just huge because the square footage is just so big. But yeah, so we had to do some like sketches, just like some scribbles, I guess, more likely. And then we have to like, what did we have to do next? I should remember. Oh, we had to like make a big kind of graph. I kind of want to say, like, I don't know if people would understand this, but like, it's called a criteria matrix. We had to make this big graph and write all of the rooms on there, all of the square footage on there, like, will this room be close to the kitchen? Will this room be close to the dining room? Like, how will it be laid out? And so like that was a process, and it's just like a very long process. But the other day we were talking about the project in class because we've been working on this for like 2 weeks now, I think, almost 3, and it's kind of like a month-long project. And she was like, well, we'll make it due in 2 weeks. And yeah, I have a lot to do. She was like, I think 2 weeks will be more than enough time to finish this. Like, that's probably even too much time, but I think you guys can do it. And I was like, okay, I think I can do it in 2 weeks. But then she added like 2 more whole steps, like not giant, but like big steps in this project that are gonna make this a lot longer. Like, we have to do 2 drawings of actual rooms, which I guess like normally you'd probably draw a room of every room in the house, but we're not going to do that, only 2 rooms, but still kind of a lot because I'm not very good at drawing quite yet. Like, I can draw, but not the best. So I guess like that's going to take me a long time. And then she also wanted a mood board, which is kind of fun. I guess that will give me some ideas and inspiration. So I guess I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I didn't mention this, but we have to like make a whole layout. I guess that was like the next step, is to make a layout. And then once you're done with the layout, then it's like you have to do like the mood board and the perspective drawings, and yeah. And we're learning perspective drawings. It's kind of hard and tricky. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of have the hang of it now, but it's just a mess, like just giant mess. But I'm sure you guys would probably like know if you draw, like how messy like stuff can be, and like erasing your paper, it just smudges it all over. So I have to get like some better supplies, I think, to kind of like, I kind of got like the basics of it, but you're supposed to get like a brush so you can like brush off all the like eraser stuff and it doesn't smudge it as bad. So I might get that, but that feels like extra to me, so I don't know. But just like a lot of things like that, just kind of messy, but it's kind of fun, you know, because I've always like wanted to be a better drawer, and I'm getting the opportunity now to be a better drawer, and it's honestly really fun. I didn't really like it at first, but now it's pretty fun, I won't lie. Okay, so back to the build. You're seeing me kind of mess around with details. Like, I'm really trying, but it's just not working with this part, so I kind of skip this and move on. That's like in the last part where I add that decal, but the decal will be linked in the description box if you want like the final decal. But yeah, I don't really have much to talk about, and that kind of hit all the bullet points, I guess, that I kind of was like I wanted to talk about. And I have to edit this video and film some TikToks that I like. I don't know, I just need to film some TikToks. And I'm trying to post more on shorts, so expect those very soon, hopefully. But I think I'm going to leave here because I've already talked quite a bit. And I will see you guys in the next part of the speed build. And we will be starting the interior in the next part. And like I always try to, I'll try to get it out somewhat soon. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next voiceover. Bye. you.